Gamers, gals, and my non-binary pals, YCS Utrecht had just come by, and I want to share with you the knowledge that you need to know to succeed in this competitive scene. So, on today's Smarter with Stevie, we're going to be taking a look at YCS Utrecht and event breakdowns and takeaways. So, let's get started. So, let's talk about expectations going into this event. Danger Tournament is obviously the most dangerous deck. It had an amazing showing at Euros, it has an amazing showing at a bunch of YCSs, and it's very, very explosive. And with the Ishizu support on the horizon, it's only looking to be even more deadly. Like, who would have guessed that pitching a Danger Nessie off of like a tier limit is just like the greatest play of all time. The runic cards have been pretty experimented with. They're pretty decent extenders and removal tools of Sprite because Hugin is a level 2, Fountain draws you a couple cards, but for the most part it seems a little underwhelming. It doesn't feel like it puts in enough work relative to the, pool of available cards. It doesn't seem to be that good compared to like Triple Tactics. It doesn't seem to be that good compared to Forbidden Dropless, Dark Lure, etc. And Math, Exo, and Rika, they're like the rogue decks of the format. You could definitely top if you really wanted to play these decks, but these are definitely the rogue decks in the format. They're not really putting in too much work. Now, let's talk about the stuff people weren't really excited about this event. This format is very, very grindy. It's a very skill-based format, fortunately, but because both of the best decks are, I don't know how to say it outside of combo decks that eat up entire clocks, these kind of lead to a lot of matches going into time and leads to some interesting deck building choices like Red Resonator, Gaga Cowboy, Agave Dragon, Skullmarked Ladybug. Really fun interactive cards. Surely, Sprite is playing Synchro support, right? Board breakers versus hand traps are very, very dice rolly, unfortunately. Stuff like Dark Roar No More is not very good versus tier limit, but Ash Blossom or Effect Filler isn't very good versus Sprite. Additionally, enablers and power cards like Curious and Super Polymerization do exist within the format, and let's just say they are very, very unfun to play against. Nobody's really happy to see a fucking Super Poly resolve, or to see a fucking Curious the Lightsworn Dominion mill like Eradicator Epidemic Virus. That shit makes me want to go insano mode. What were the deck breakdowns? Wow, that's not a lot of tier limit. From the top 64, we have 30% Runic Sprite, 13% tier limit, 9% Sprite, 8% Thuanderies, 8% Live Twin Sprite, 6% Mathmech, and about 26% others. And that is really, really surprising when you consider that the best deck in the format going into this event was Danger Tier Limit. So what happened? The things that particularly changed about this format are these three factors. The runic cards turn out to be kind of good, and not good in the sense of where runic cards are like super duper insane, they're the greatest thing of all time. They turn out to just be the best middle ground between hand traps and swingy blind second board breakers. They're good going first, unlike stuff like Dark Ruler No More, and they have practical applications going second. Certain hand traps, like if you draw an Ash Balls in return, you're kind of screwed. But if you draw like a runic fountain off the top, or a runic tip or whatever, at least it's doing something. Additionally, Pot of Greed, the field spell, alongside Pot of Avarice, little bit cracked, I'm just saying. Additionally, hand traps are seeing a lot more resurgence now, fortunately. Hand traps are a lot better than people originally thought because they hit Danger Tier super duper hard. And this is a format where everyone has to really prepare against Danger Tier, so people are just jamming in Imperms, people are jamming in DD Crows, Nibirus. So board breakers are in a really weird spot. It turns out that the board breakers that people originally thought were going to be good, stuff like Droplet, Dark Ruler, turns out those board breakers aren't very good, but very, very specific board breakers that people don't have a great way to play around are a lot better. See cards like Lava Golem and straight ballin'. That's right, people are playing the Winged Dragon of Raw Sphere mode again. Let's take a look at some of the deck lists. This is the winning list of Joshua Schmidt, and holy shit, this deck list is so base. Oh my god, he played Smiting Storm. Also has some other goofy stuff. We have double Apira, we have some level 2 stuff like Cap Shell, Wind Up Kitten, shout out to my Discord kitten, and also main deck Lava Golems, as well as, just maxing out on runic cards. Triple Flashing Fire, triple Destruction, triple Slumber, even playing Smithing Storm and stuff like that just for the extension. And in the side deck as well, we've got some funny mannequin cat targets like Thunder King Ryo, and of course, Tetsuo Numa, the Turtle Floodgate. The Turtle Floodgate is absolutely hilarious. Tier limit deck building, let's just say, got a little bit more sussy. We have the Funko Pop and the Via Starfrost in the main. People are just realizing that you could just play Via Starfrost as an extender. Like, who would have guessed that a free special kind of goes hard? People are playing the Scareclaw right cart just as another, you know, body to search. More Ghost Mourner because for very ethical reasons. And people are playing the adventure cards. The adventure cards are amazing mills that allows you to just absolutely increase the ceiling of your plays. And another development that's been going around is Illegal Knight's being played again. Illegal Knight is really, really good. Like, it's insane. It's fucking double bounce. But again, people just kind of thought the adventure package was like a little too bricky, didn't have a great home, but people really need to deal with tier in some capacity. And Dracoback and Illegal Knight do amazing jobs at that. Turns out Sprite's also not the only deck that can play runic cards, because Lorenzo Muselli fucking decided, fuck it, bro, I'm a ball. Decided to play tier runic. What's also really, really funny is he played the Rainbow Bridge to Salvation, and he played the turtle. You play the turtle because technically it's a water. It's an aqua too? Damn, that shit's crazy. We also have Dorian CH, who's playing a very, very spicy build. He's playing 40 card adventure, so he's maxing for that consistency. He's also playing the Branded and High Spirits. Now, for those of you who don't know, this allows you to get into a very specific line with your tier limits, where Branded and High Spirits will send a D3S Frog, which is an aqua water with 2500 attack, and you will discard a tier limit as well for effect in order to add Albion or something. And then, because you're doing this in the draw phase where you can't get drolled, you can make it Kalos with the tier limit and the D3S Frog engrave. And then the Kalos will add them early, and you just fucking shit goes hard. It's hilarious. Anyways, let's talk about some of the goofy shit that we just saw. We have, again, the level 2 shenanigans like Apira and Capshell being great forms of generating card draw. Capshell just will trigger infinite amount of times because it's fucking Capshell. And Apira is just a great normal summon that draws you a card. Wind Up Kitten is also a very funny development that you can summon off of your Gigantic Sprite if you want to bounce your opponent's stuff. Additionally, the adventure package at large is being splashed to a lot of stuff. Illegal Knight is just absolutely amazing. The Crystal Beast Trap is acting as a pseudo terraforming in tier limit, as well as because the fucking Crystal Beast card. And D3S Frog used as a high spirit send to, in the draw phase, fuse with the tier limit so you get to play around Droll. So the big event takeaways that you want to be taking from this event to your next local or regional are these main points, which is Runic. It's pretty good. It's not good in the sense where like cards are usually like super duper insane, but Runic is just good enough versus Sprite and tier limit that is just worth playing overall, and that's why it saw so much success at this event. Tier limit's gonna be still a pretty good deck, but it's gonna have to do a lot of deck building adjusting if it wants to not lose to the runic cards, because EEV and Anti-Spell Fragrance aren't exactly great against, you know, the quick play spell archetype. Regarding Sprite, Runic Sprite's gonna be a very, very good deck moving forward until, you know, Shizu support kind of ruins everything for everyone. So God bless that Neko Main King is being printed in the new OTS pack as a super rare. Board breakers, turns out that the more generic ones that have a wider application, like Triple Tactics, Econ, aren't really as good anymore, but specifically targeted ones like Golem or Straight Ballin are much more better, but be aware that these are much more niche and will likely be dead in the vast majority of your rogue matchups. Hand traps are kind of whack. They're only really worth slotting in as an anti-danger tier limit measure, but anti-danger tier doesn't really seem to be the wave. Maybe Ash Blossom's good enough versus like Runic Fountain or something, but hey, that's just me. And finally, Adventure is great not just because the Griffin is an Omni Negate, but specifically Dracoback and Illegal Knight being great non-destruction removal tools. So expect to see a lot of that moving forward. And that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to check out these segments live on twitch.tv/StevieBlunder. Be sure to follow my shit takes on twitter.com/StevieBlunder__. You can follow the channel, subscribe, all that good shit at youtube.com/StevieBlunderReal, because someone with a Naruto profile picture stole my username in 2012. And if you want to hire me, or I don't know, Brooke from 100 Thieves, check out my portfolio at StevieBlunder.com. And yeah, that's about it for today's video. See ya.